Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Wekiva High School welcomes you to Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium for varsity girls lacrosse competition. Please welcome our guests from Apopka High School. They are the Blue Darters. And they'll be taking on your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Let's meet the teams. We'll begin with our guests from Apopka, and we'll start with their reserves. Number 15, Madeline Ahern. Number 23, Joelle Aoun. Number 21, Aniqua Bailey. Number 42, Morgan Hall. Number 13, Nicole Lee. Number 14, Maddie Pisa. Number 50, Haley Reed. Number 54, Paige Redanpa. Number 30, Tristan Strout. And number 5, Emily Touche. And now the starting lineup for Apopka. On attack, sophomore, number 51, Kaylin Claremont. On defense, freshman, number 1, Kayla Devlin. At midfield, senior, number 22, Alexis Hyder. At midfield and defense, senior, number 18, Olivia Lavelle. On defense, sophomore, number 31, Kaya Lusk. On attack, freshman, number 12, Sophia Mattioli. On defense, junior, number 4, Gina Raya. At midfield, freshman, number 10, Emerson Shada. On midfield, attack and defense, senior, number 9, Angelier Stevenson. On attack, senior, number 7, Hannah Tobin. And finally, for the Darters, on attack, freshman, number 20, Kira Toxie. The head coach of the Blue Darters, Catherine Pickles, and assistant coaches, Dion Williams and Mike Hyder. And now, let's meet your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Starting with their reserves, number 6, Skari Demasine. Number 13, Mariana Cerrablanco. Number 23, Juvia Lara. Number 24, Maybelline Coronado Lopez. Number 22, Ariana Kaye. And number 19, Jerry Adera. And now, the starting lineup for the Mustangs. On attack, senior, number 37 and team captain, Zoe Ritchie. At midfield, also team captain, junior, number 2, Bianca Hernandez. On defense for the Mustangs, senior, number 21, Jasmine Cerrablanco. Also on defense, 5'1" senior, number 3, Isabella Romanacci. At midfield, 5'3" sophomore, number 7, Molly Durfus. On defense for the Mustangs, 5'4" sophomore, number 12, Willow Tucker. On attack, sophomore, number 10, Grace Prophet. At midfield, sophomore, number 9, Jocelyn Logan. On defense for the Mustangs, 5'4", sophomore, number 25, Melanie Arias. On attack tonight, sophomore, number 15, Lauren McRae. Also on attack, 5'6" senior, number 32, Shayla Smith. And finally for the Mustangs, in goal tonight, 5'6" sophomore, number 28, Kendall Bass. The head coach of the Mustangs, Alexander Taj Moody. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please stand as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium, home of the Mustangs. For those of you just joining us, if you are here in person at the stadium, we want to remind you that you can text your friends and family back home and let them know right now that we are live streaming this game. It is on YouTube as well as the NFHS network. The channel name on YouTube is called Wekiva Sports. It's that easy. Just pull up the YouTube app on your favorite computer, smart TV, or mobile device. Search for Wekiva Sports, and it should come right up. If you are a member of the NFHS network, we also simulcast the live stream there. Just search for either Wekiva or Apopka, and it should come up as being live right now. We invite your friends and family to join us, whether they are here in Apopka or anywhere in the world. And a special welcome to those of you who have done just that. My name is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs. I will be your clock operator, your videographer, your play-by-play announcer, and your DJ tonight. Darters have taken the field, and we've got number 10. That's Emerson Shada at midfield for the faceoff. And we are underway. Darters get a shot off right away. That one coming courtesy of number 9. That's Angelier Stevenson. Expect to hear that name a lot tonight. If you've been following girls lacrosse for any length of time, you know that she is a force to be reckoned with, even among the Blue Darters. Pass inside, and there it is. Emerson Shada on the pass to Alexis Hyder to put the Darters on the board. That gives them a 1-0 lead with 24 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in the first half. And we'll apologize in advance for the shoddy camera work tonight because I am trying to live tweet the game and run the camera at the same time, so that's my fault. As I try to find the ball here. There we go. Stevenson gets the ground ball, and the Darters go to work. Stevenson gets the pick, scoops up the ground ball, and the Darters are headed back the other direction. Looking for some help downfield. Bobbled a little bit at midfield, but easily picked up by the Darters. Been a good clean game so far. We haven't had a lot of whistles other than the goal. I think that's actually our first play stoppage since the beginning of the game other than the Darters' goal. Mustangs will pick up a free position here. Darters have an opportunity to get a ground ball inside the fan. Crossing through the sphere, Darters ball. And we'll go around back there. Letting that one go out of bounds was Kalen Claremont, and so the Mustangs will take over at the end line. And we'll pause here for a violation. I did not look up in time to see the signal, but it's going to turn the ball over to the Darters. Wekiva promptly forces a ground ball. Obstruction. Darters ball. Angelier Stevenson with a free position right at the edge of the fan here. Good scoring opportunity. Shot. And it is bounced out by the Mustangs. Second chance, though, does go. Angelier Stevenson gets her own putback. And the Darters will take a 2-0 lead on the second chance goal. 18 minutes, 57 seconds remaining in the first half. The Mustangs again win the draw. We'll see if they can hold on to it a little longer this time. Ground ball is quickly taken over by the Darters, and they go to work. Obstruction awards a free position to the Darters. That's number 10, Emerson Shada. Low shot, and she's got it. Emerson Shada bounces one in off the turf for the Darters, and that gives them a 3-0 lead with 18 minutes, 5 seconds remaining in the first half. And we'll start this with a bad draw. And we get a clean draw that time. It's scooped up by Stevenson. And taken away by the Mustangs. That's Wekiva's number 7, Molly Durfus, with the takeaway there. Taken back quickly by the Darters, though, looking for help. Going in for the kill, shot, and save for the Mustangs. That time not so lucky for Wekiva, though. Olivia Lavelle on the assist to number 22, Alexis Hyder. That gives the Darters a 4-0 lead with 16 minutes, 37 seconds remaining in the first half. Free position here coming to the Darters. Shot low on the ground, and it's in. Darters goal scored by number 10, Emerson Shada. Violation on the draw will give the ball to the Darters. Darters had an interesting idea there, but maybe too cute by half. Coming out of the Mustangs' goal. And immediately harassed by the Darters. Durfus through traffic, looking for help at midfield. She's not going to get any, though, and we've got a ground ball situation and a whistle. Mustangs have it at the sideline. And they drop it, picked up by the Darters. And Apopka is off to the races. Darters goal by number 22, Alexis Hyder, who goes coast to coast. And that is close enough to the midpoint of the first half. We'll pause for an official timeout. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we remind you, if you're not already doing so, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We are at Wekiva Sports on all three of those services for live updates from many of our athletic events, as well as news and information about our athletes and alumni. Bookmark at Wekiva Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can also bookmark WekivaMustangs.com for all of your scores, schedules, and more. Anytime we have schedule updates, we'll be glad to text or email you. You can also get the latest schedules and rosters for all of our spring sports. Again, it's WekivaMustangs.com. Of course, those of you watching online have very likely already found at Wekiva Sports on YouTube. We hope that you will subscribe before you go. I was looking at our YouTube analytics the other day and found that only about 15%, actually a little less than 15% of our watch time comes from people who are subscribed to the channel. That means the rest of you are freeloaders. And that's okay. We're glad you're watching. And it's free whether you subscribe or not. The subscription itself doesn't cost you anything. It provides the free benefit that you can get notified when we go live. You can adjust those notification preferences by clicking the bell next to your subscription, but we do appreciate those subscriptions because the more people subscribe, the more YouTube will take notice of our channel and help us get the word out to more Mustang fans, and we get to enable new features as we advance through our YouTube partnership program. So thanks for your support. Again, we don't ask you for any money to watch on YouTube. You can choose to either pay for the YouTube Premium subscription or just click through the ads. Either way is fine with us. We are more concerned with the fact that you are here than with the fact that you are paying for it, particularly this year of all years, as we get an obstruction call. Free position to the Darters. But we would appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel while you're here. First shot is deflected away. Second shot is wide. By my count, Apopka has 10 shots on goal tonight. The Mustangs have not yet attempted one. To the inside, ground ball taken away by Wekiva. And Wekiva now off to the races. Also want to ask for your patience with the fact that the audio will disappear when we are at breaks. So whenever we're in a timeout or we are in halftime, you will notice that the audio vanishes entirely from the broadcast. That is so that we do not get scolded by YouTube for copyright violations, because inevitably what happens is the headset here in the broadcast booth will pick up the copyrighted music that's playing in the stadium, and then that will get flagged by Content ID, and then we lose all of the advertising revenue, which then goes to the record company. So in order to prevent that from happening, since it's not really possible to completely isolate the sound here in the press box, we just mute the audio entirely when we're in game breaks. So thanks for your patience, and please know that it's not a glitch and there's nothing wrong with your speakers. And I think the Darters may have stepped on the sideline, as the official is unwinding the play a little bit there. Or no, perhaps Wekiva did. Nice pass. Can't keep it under control, though. Ground ball. And the Mustangs managed to pull it in. Nope, they can't hang on to it, though. Back to the Darters. Another ground ball. Mustangs with an opportunity to chase it down, but Apopka again manages to come up with it. However, they do so by crossing the line, and so it will be Wekiva ball. That was Maddie Pisa making the play there. The official signals what I know in football is offsides. I'm working on my literacy with girls lacrosse official signals. There are a lot of them. I've learned some of the most common ones, but I don't yet have them all memorized. Crossing through the sphere. Mustangs goal scored by number 2, Bianca Hernandez, and Wekiva is on the board. They cut the Darter lead to 6-1 with 10 minutes, 35 seconds remaining in the first half. And the Darters waste no time getting back into action. The goal there scored by number 10, Emerson Shada, after just 14 seconds of playtime. That extends the Darter lead to 7-1 with 10 minutes, 21 seconds remaining in the first half. Ground ball. Mustangs looking to see if they can make a move there. But it is scooped up by the Darters. Shot. And it is wide. Rolling right into the fan. And the Mustangs goalkeeper takes care of it. That's Bass in the goal. High pass, kind of a dangerous one. Darters with an opportunity to recover a ground ball in scoring range. They do, but it is deflected by Bass, so she redeems herself there. Mustangs get down to the end line, but not fast enough. Excuse me, they are fast enough, and Wekiva will take over from their own end line. Ground ball scuffle. Darters start to come up with it, but the Mustangs are not done fighting yet. It will stay with Apopka, though, as it goes out of bounds. Inbounded here by number 22. That's Alexis Hyder. Pass to Emerson and then to Stevenson. Shot by Hyder and saved by Bass. Pass is a little high to be taken in, and it's another opportunity for the Darters to regain possession. They're called on the sideline, though, and that'll turn the ball over to the Mustangs. Again, welcome to Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium here in South Apopka, Florida. My name is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, Sports Information Director here at Wekiva High School. I'll be your play-by-play announcer, your videographer, your DJ, your clock operator, your broadcast production director. And if anybody needs it, I can valet park cars. Cross covering. Mustangs ball. Wekiva in trouble, manages to dump it off to Hernandez. She goes through traffic and gets a call here. I didn't look up fast enough to see the official signal, but I think that was probably crossing through the sphere. Free position coming up for the Mustangs. Bounce shot from Bianca Hernandez. It is handled by the Apopka goalkeeper, so another opportunity. And another crossing through the sphere call. So another free position coming to Wekiva. They just took 2 consecutive shots that didn't go in, so their shooting percentage fell from 100% to 33%, but I think they'll take it, given that they're getting some good looks at the goal now that we have not seen up until this point, save for that one shot from Bianca Hernandez earlier in the game. Hernandez is cautioned. And we have a goal on the free position. Mustangs goal scored by number 15, Lauren McRae. That cuts the Darters' lead to 7-2 with 4 minutes 51 seconds remaining in the half. Mustangs pick up the rebound there after Emerson Shada was not able to bring it all the way in herself. Scooped up at the other end on the ground ball. That was number 22, Alexis Hyder. Intercepted by the Mustangs. Darters whistled for a violation. Free position coming up for the Mustangs. Hernandez shot high. Less than 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Stop time now in effect. Mustangs goal scored by number 37. That's Zoe Ritchie. That cuts the Darters' lead to 7-3 with 1:38 remaining in the first half. And we are back underway. Mustangs going to see if they can keep this one a little bit more in reach before they head into the intermission. And a quick shot is a little high and handled by the Apopka goalkeeper. Ground ball up for grabs. And it would appear that the time being kept on the field is a little bit more aggressive than what I had in the press box. The official time at the score table has expired. It was a little bit ahead of the scoreboard, and so that will take us to the end of the first half. The Darters with a 7-3 lead at intermission here in opening night of this week, Monday night lacrosse action here at Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium. Dr. Andre Baptiste is excited to announce that they just recently opened Baptiste Dentistry for Kids at their Apopka location. Healthy teeth and beautiful smiles go hand in hand, and now you can go to one place for all of your child's dentistry and orthodontic needs. Baptiste Dentistry for Kids provides services for children as young as 1 year all the way through their late teens. The new modern office is in the heart of Apopka, across from Kitland Nelson Park. You can give them a call at 407-801-7775 for more information on Baptiste Dentistry for Kids, part of Baptiste Orthodontics. And for those of you listening online, again, to keep ourselves clean when it comes to YouTube copyright policy and broadcasting music over the internet, which we do not have a license to do, we are going to mute the sound for the next few minutes here at Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium. But rest assured, we're not going anywhere. We'll be back shortly with the second half. Apopka leads Wekiva 7-3 at halftime. Welcome back to Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium. Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, here with you for the second half, with the Darters leading 7-3 at the intermission. We've switched sides and we are ready to go for another 25 minutes. And we are underway for the second half. Mustangs looked like they had a good look at that draw, but the Darters scoop it up off the ground. The pass from Olivia Lavelle to number 22, Alexis Hyder, is good for the opening goal of the second half. Darters extend their lead to 8-3 with 24 minutes 30 seconds remaining in the game. Ground ball. Wekiva has a good look at it. But it is, in fact, scooped up by the Darters. We'll get a whistle here. Keeps it with Apopka, gives a free position. Obstruction. Another free position coming up for Apopka. Once again, it's going to be number 7. That's Hannah Tobin. And it looked like that one might have been saved, but it snuck past. Pass. Hannah Tobin picks up the goal for the Darters. That extends their lead to 9-3 with 22 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the game. Quick pass, and Bass goes into the goal with the ball. Emerson Shada. I believe the pass was from Tobin. Crossing through the sphere. Pass to Tobin, and the save by Bass. Darters run into a lot of traffic at the goal. Swing around the other side, and there it is. Darters' goal is scored by number 18, Olivia Lavelle. She already has a couple of assists tonight. Now she has a goal as well. That makes it an 11-3 game with 19 minutes, 52 seconds remaining. Mustangs pop off a quick shot. It is wide, but they're able to get there in order to keep possession. You'll see that that's a key difference between lacrosse and soccer as far as how possession is awarded after a shot. That's why you'll see the players often rush for the end line with crosses extended, because the cross is an extension of the body, or more informally, the stick. And so whoever is closest to the ball when it goes out gets to recover possession. And so Wekiva hangs on to it here. Here's Hernandez. Hernandez gets the ball taken away from her as she tries to take a swing for a shot. Ground ball is picked up. Well, no, it's not either. Crossing through the sphere, Darter's ball. So anytime you see an official make that hand signal, which is probably one of the more common calls that you see in a girls lacrosse game as far as a minor violation, that is for, you have to imagine a sphere, like a bubble, that extends from shoulder to shoulder, from the edge of the shoulder blade, around the player's head to the other shoulder blade. You are not permitted to swing the cross through that imaginary sphere. If you do, that's a violation and the other team gets the ball. Obviously, if you make contact, then that's a more serious foul. And you'll see the official signal that by touching one shoulder with his hand and then touching the other shoulder. Ground ball. Mustangs managed to dig it up and then popped out immediately. They'll get a free position and a little room here to get set up. Good clean pass, but now a ground ball opportunity. Wekiva comes up with it. Back behind the goal. Pass to Hernandez. Popped up again, and it's stolen by the Darters. That's number 10, Emerson. We've seen her name come up several times tonight. Tobin gets bumped. I think that may be an offensive call. In basketball, that's the signal for a charge. And the meaning is similar here in girls lacrosse. So Wekiva gets a free position. Shot, and it is saved. We get a whistle here behind the goal. Free position to the Darters. And they'll take it all the way back out. Obstruction. Free position Darters. Emerson Shada will get it there. There's the shot, and it scores. Emerson Shada scores off the free position. Darters extend their lead to 12-3 with 12 minutes, 26 seconds remaining in the second half. That takes us to the midpoint of the second half. We'll pause here for an official timeout, where we'll remind you that Baptiste Orthodontics is proud to be the sponsor of Baptiste Orthodontics Stadium, home of the Wekiva Mustangs. This year, more than ever, we all must stay connected with our community and remain strong as we overcome all the challenges that come our way. Dr. Baptiste wishes all the players, coaches, and fans from all the teams that play at this awesome stadium to stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy every opportunity that comes their way. For more information on Baptiste Orthodontics and all of their services, both orthodontic and dental, visit their website, baptisteorthodontics.com. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium, home of the Mustangs. The Darters with a comfortable lead over Wekiva as we hit the final quarter of tonight's game. Of course, girls lacrosse is done in halves, but an official timeout is called automatically at a convenient stopping point near the midpoint, and that's almost exactly where we are right now, just under 12 and a half minutes to play. And the draw bounces off the Blue Darter, still up for grabs and finally taken in by Apopka. Quick pass results in a ground ball. And it's taken over by Wekiva. And I think we're going to get a card here. Angelier Stevenson is carded for slashing. So that'll give Wekiva a one-man advantage. Hernandez comes up with it. And we have a whistle here with no particular signal. I think Apopka may have had, yes, Apopka had too many men past the line. Lacrosse limits the number of players that can be in the front field at any given time, attackers or defenders, if you will. And Wekiva loses the ball past the end line, so Apopka takes over. We're going to get a call for crossing through the sphere. Apopka still in control. I believe that was a push. Still Apopka's ball. And diving to the ground. And we've got a whistle here. I cannot hear what the officials are signaling, but it appears to negate the goal. Free position coming up for Wekiva. I think that was an obstruction call. Shot, and it is saved. Now Apopka gets the free position deep in their own territory. Ground ball picked up by the Mustangs. And we'll stop for a shoe tying. Swatted to the ground and quickly recovered, and we're going to get a call for crossing through the sphere. Hernandez. Stopped that way, nothing that way either. Spins around again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Little spin move there. Finally takes the shot, but I think her cross got snagged on the darters there, and so it's well short. Mustangs managed to recover, though. And that should be a tripping call. And we're going to pause the clock here. I did not see a card come out, but a little bit of instruction being given there to Alexis Heider. Mustangs goal scored by number 7, Molly Durfus. That cuts the Darter lead to 12-4 with 6 minutes, 17 seconds left in the game. Obstruction. Free position to the Mustangs. Being taken by Zoe Ritchie. I've always thought that the obstruction rule is kind of an interesting one in girls lacrosse because it, in theory, favors the player who was shooting by preventing the defense from illegally obstructing. But in this case, Ritchie scored anyway, except that it didn't count because of the obstruction call, and then did not score on the ensuing play with the free position. So now Wekiva is going to be called in the crease, and so that will turn the ball over to the Darters. And now Apopka goes to work. Under 5 minutes to go. Wekiva so far has avoided the running clock rule. They've now cut the goal lead to 8, whereas it looked like it might have gotten to 10 a minute ago had that goal not been rescinded down at the other end. The running clock rule goes into effect in girls lacrosse if the goal differential is 10 or more in the second half. And unlike most other sports, that is revocable. So if the goal lead slips back under 10, then stop time resumes. Of course, girls lacrosse is mostly a running clock anyway, so the quote-unquote mercy rule does not really make that great of a difference in the total runtime of the game, because the clock normally only stops for goals, yellow cards, player injuries, and for all stoppages in the last 2 minutes only. Those other rules are good anytime, though. Good-looking shot there for the Darters, but it won't stick. That shot was taken by Heider. Darters goal by number 10. That's Emerson Shada. That extends Apopka's lead to 13-4 with 3 minutes, 18 seconds remaining in the game. Still waiting for control of the draw. It goes all the way to the sideline off of the Darters, so it goes to Wekiva. 3 minutes to go. Again, if Apopka were to score again without an answer from Wekiva, it would engage a running clock, although it's a running clock until the 2-minute mark anyway. Molly Durfus through traffic. Overshoots her man just a little bit. Ritchie looking for an opportunity. Spins around and finds Hernandez. And we have hit the 2-minute mark. Less than 2 minutes remaining in the game. Stop time in effect for the remainder of tonight's match. Taken away by Wekiva behind the Darter goal. And a little too close to the end line there. At the sideline, rather. Less than a minute remaining now. Again, official time is kept on the field, so don't bet your life on that clock in the corner of your screen, but it should be pretty close. We'll stop for another shoe tying event. Or not. Out behind the end line of the Darter goal. 47 seconds remaining. Zoe Ritchie picks up another goal for the Mustangs. That cuts the Darters' lead to 13-5 with 26 seconds remaining in the game. Durfus gets the ball to a goal, but to a ground ball. Less than 10 seconds to go by my clock. And I was spot on that time. That takes us to the end of the ball game. Thirteen to 5 is the final score tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for coming out to support your Mustang and Darter athletes. Mustang fans in particular, we want to call your attention to a schedule change. Wednesday night's game that is coming up against Windermere, that has been moved earlier by 1 hour. So that game will now start at 5 p.m. rather than 6. That's again coming up Wednesday, March 10th, just 2 days from today, against Windermere right here at Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium. But again, the start time will be 5 o'clock instead of 6. That's to accommodate a shortage of officials. They need to be able to get to their next game on the other side of town, so we appreciate everyone's flexibility with that. That game will be broadcast exclusively on the NFHS network. Unfortunately, we can't put it on YouTube because we're going to be putting the baseball game on YouTube at the same time, and we do not have adequate equipment to do both. But we will be live streaming both games. Baseball will be on YouTube and the NFHS network. Lacrosse will be on the NFHS network only, courtesy of our Pixelot RoboCamera that is mounted above the press box. Once again, thanks for coming out tonight. For those of you here at Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium, please drive carefully and arrive home safely. Those of you who are watching online on YouTube or the NFHS network, thanks for joining us tonight, and we hope you'll subscribe before you leave. Good night from Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium.